Hello and welcome to the first day of our linear algebra review. This is going to be a series of lessons I'm going to show you guys. Basically some skills that you guys learned last year, or maybe you haven't seen them but you're going to be using them this year in geometry, and they're all algebra skills. So this one you guys definitely saw, solving linear systems by graphing. Basically what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be taking two lines, we're going to graph them, we're going to figure out where they cross at. And there's a reason why I really like to show this skill is because we're going to be solving equations for y, putting them in y equals mx plus b form, which is also a skill that you guys should review and know how to do. So we're going to get right into this. These are my files that I use when I teach the class, but we are just going to do the actual math behind it because you guys have already done this learning for. So we're going to graph these two lines here, negative 2x plus 5 and 1/4 x minus 4, and find the solution and keep it really straightforward. So my y-intercept here is 5, that's my b value, so I'm going to put a point here at 5, that's my starting point, and then the slope is negative 2 over 1, so I'm going to go down 2 over 1. So down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, and then I can draw a line. And my goal is to figure out, oops, that one I missed. Should be right there. Okay, there we go. Alright, and my goal is to figure out where these two lines cross at. You're going to want to use graph paper for this because if you don't, your answer could be slightly off. And you want to be as precise with this as possible. So this one here is the y-intercept is at negative 4, and the slope's 1 over 4. So that means I'm going to go up 1 over 4. And I can see that that's right where they cross already at 4, negative 3, and I'm done. You can always check your answer to these problems by plugging in your x and your y, and for x and y, and you'll see that it does work. For the sake of this video, I'm not going to be doing that because you guys already know how to do that. Okay. Next one is y-intercept is 2 right here. And the slope here, m, is 3 over 2. So up 3, 1, 2, 3 over 2. And you can also go down 3 and then backwards 2. And my computer just froze. Okay, sorry about that. So I'm going to go down 3 and then backwards 2. And then I'm going to draw my line. Okay, and then the next one starts at 4. And this one goes up 2 over 1. You gotta put a 1 underneath there. You can do that. And you're going to notice if I keep going up to the right, they're never going to cross. That means I got to go down 2, backwards 1. And that's where they cross right there. Okay, so this one is negative 2, negative 1. And I guess I'll just show you quickly how to check. So if I plug in negative 2 right here, and negative 1 right there, 3 over 2 times negative 2 is negative 3. Negative 3 plus 2 equals negative 1, so that one checks out. And I'll plug in negative 2 right here, and negative 1 right here. Oh, maybe it doesn't work. Negative 4 plus 4 equals 0. Okay, so that doesn't equal negative 1 like it's supposed to, so that means I did something wrong. So maybe it was a good idea that I checked. So I'm going to look at my work, and I'm guessing what it has to do is where I plotted my points. I think one of my points looks like it was off. Somewhere, I believe my error is my smartboard is not calibrated, which is why I think I'm having some difficulties today. I just turned on my computer for the day. Okay. Starts at 2 and goes down 1, 2, 3 over 2. 1, 2, 3 over 2. That's the point where they cross at. I made a mistake with my dot. So that's how the accuracy has to be really precision, because I thought it was right here, but it's definitely right there. So let's try -4, -4. I believe that should be it. And if it's not, I'm remaking this video. So, all right, plug in -4 right here. That's -3/2 times -4 is going to give me -6 plus 2 equals -4. And did you notice how? So that one works. And did you notice how that worked for the first equation with the second equation? Your point that your answer is right here, that I think it is now, it needs to work for both. So I'm going to plug in -4 here and here, so that's -8 plus 4, and that gives you -4. So this one works as well. Check. So I'm glad I actually showed you guys how to check your solution in case you make a small mistake like I did. This will show you that you've made the mistake, and then you can correct your problem so you don't get it wrong. And the other thing I'm going to show you guys is if you have to solve for y first. This is one of the fundamental skills of algebra, solving for y. So this one's pretty simple. I can add x on both sides. I'm going to put the x first, so it's in mx plus b form. And this one here, I'm going to subtract x, divide by 4, divide by 4. That's a 4. Alright, so y equals -1/4 x minus 2. Okay, I solved that one for y, I solved this one for y. If you want to put a 1/1 in front of the x, go ahead and do that. It's easier to graph. I'm not going to graph this because I just showed 2 examples. This is the same thing here. This is a word problem. Let's see. I do want to show you 2 other things, and that's a y equals line and an x equals line. These come up all the time. If you see something like this, so y equals 2, this is going to be a horizontal line. All the y values have to equal 2. So no matter what point you pick on here, this is 3, 2. Every y value, y will always be 2. So it's basically all of these points right there. And then for this one here, x equals -3, all the x values are -3. So that'd be all of these points here. So all of these points along there. And again, if you pick a point here, this is 3, or -3, 3, all the x values will always equal -3. So you will see these in your homework, and you'll see them anytime in algebra and graphing. So I think I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to show you one word problem. I'm going to show you the setup on it, and then I'm going to leave it at that. A business rents inline skates and bicycles. During one day, the business has a total of 25 rentals. Okay, so that's important. And it collects $450 for the rentals. Find the number of pairs of skates rented and the number of bicycles rented. The other information for this problem is not in the word problem, it's in the picture. The bicycles cost $30 per day to rent, and the skates are $15 per day. So you can let x be the number of bikes rented. So what I'm doing is I'm defining my variables right now, so I know what they are. And y is the number of skates rented. And it doesn't matter which one you choose for x and y, we're going to get the same answer. So the first one is really easy, but it's kind of difficult sometimes for students. I rented 25 pairs of skates. So if I take the number of 25 total rentals. If I take the number of skates and I add it with the number of bikes rented, I get 25 total rentals. Now I'm going to use the money, and you're going to notice there's a $sign here, there's a $sign there, and there's a $sign there. A lot of times the units go together. So the $15 per inline skates and $30 for bikes. So $30 per bike rental plus I get 15 per skate rental, and that's going to add up to $450. Now to solve this, what you would do is you would solve for y for each of these and you graph them. But I'm not actually going to do that here because I'm going to be showing you guys an easier method. It's called elimination, which you guys may remember in one of the next upcoming geometry algebra review videos. So we're just going to leave it at this. You're going to, just in case you do see a word problem, this is how you'd approach it. And then here's your assignment. Alright, thank you guys for tuning to my first lesson, and I'll see you for the next one.